In this video, I will be talking about my theories about Bendy the Cage. In the first game, we can see everything is cartoony and stylized. This is Henry becoming one with the cycle and having no memory of the real world or about his past, only knowing that he was brought by Joey Drew to come back to the old studio. In Bendy and the Dark Revival, Audrey is half ink and half human mainly, and you can see the world is more stylized, but also inky just like in the first game. This means that Aubrey still has consciousness to the real world, but also sees some of the reality in the cycle. And as you can see in the Cage trailer, the cycle looks a lot more brutal and realistic compared to the other games. Especially with the Bendy cutouts, there's a swirl that is often associated with hypnotizing somebody. And one of the main things in the cycle is that when you enter, you are hypnotized into thinking that the world that you have just walked into is normal. Yet again in the trailer, everything is a lot more brutal and bloody. This supports the fact that Henry has a more realization of the cycle and knows there's a real world. Wilson sees everything a whole lot worse. Because Wilson takes advantage of the ink machine and knows that there was a real world in the first place even after he would enter the cycle. He sees the cycle as it truly is. He's not hypnotized. He does not see the bloody nightmare that's Henry sees. He does not see the mix of both the cycle and the real world like Aubrey. He sees everything in its true form. Way more brutal than what Henry sees. This next theory doesn't follow the lore as much or at all in general, but it would be crazy to think about this. The Lost Ones are real people, not just their souls. What if the Lost Ones are actually just workers that were trapped in the cycle and Henry sees them as monsters? This theory is easily disproven as the ink corrupts the body into something completely new. But that would be really crazy to think about, that the monsters that Henry fights and kills are actually real people. Now besides that, let's go to the first theory again. We know that the cycle has hypnosis to its victims into making people think that everything around them is cartoony and sugar-coated. But in the Cage, Henry will see things that he didn't see in the first game, such as what they said in the Steam page, like blood, wounds, and many more horrors. Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you liked this theory, and if you did, make sure to like the video. Have a good day.